All right, we're live. Okay. Cool. I want to share it. Noise. I want to make sure I'm sharing it as me, the person, not as the page, because I do that every time. Yep, I was just about to do it again. While we're waiting for peeps to join.
Poppy, you want Elmo? Is he Elmo?
Morning, Tammy.
You want
All right, let's see. Why can't I do this? Oh, there we go. They change this all the time. Share. Share now. Cool. Get out of Safari. All right, got my comments, my reactions. I assume everybody can hear me cool. So, okay, cool. We're good to go.
One of these days you'll be able to start a video without all that, right?
But I gotta get it, until I have someone running the laptop, I won't be able to do that. So, whenever Seth is able.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to check all that, I don't have to do all the sharing, none of that stuff. So, anyway, good morning.
You have to melt this.
Yeah. Did you do that?
No, you did it.
Nice.
I don't
Okay.
know if you meant to melt it or soften it, but it's
No, melt. You want melted butter. Cool. All right, so today we are going to make waffles. I will post the ingredient list in the comments afterwards because I need to retype these anyway. Our recipe has changed a little bit. I'm going to actually make a double batch because these actually freeze well. So if you want waffles for the week, this is a great way to do it. I forgot the eggs. So I need eggs. I try to get everything ready ahead of time. Oh, and we got eggs. Cool. Hopefully they don't roll away. Excellent. Cool. All right, like I said, the recipe will be, or not really a recipe, it's more of an ingredient list because I don't really do recipes. Although someone challenged me the other day, hey, you should try making a recipe. But for me, cooking, and I guess would you call this cooking? Because it's kind of like cook baking, right? That's why I like cooking over baking most of the time, is because cooking is more of like an art. You can kind of feel, taste, and just do, and it's really hard to write that down in a recipe then. But anyway, let's get started. So I'm gonna crack these eggs. I'm gonna get those going. I got some butter. Get this so you guys can see. We're gonna put butter in there. We're gonna put some milk. Got a lot of milk. And we're gonna put some vanilla in our liquids. Now, normally you would crack eggs into a separate bowl first so you can check for shards, but we're living on the dangerous side. Watch, we're finally going to get a shard in it. What are you doing? Oh, the coffee? And of course, we're making coffee as well. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Now this is a huge mixer. This is a 6-quart, I think. So like, it's really not hitting the eggs. I do have a smaller bowl, but since we're doing a double batch, I want to do the bigger one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start adding some of the liquid just to help the eggs. Just enough so that the beaters can hit the eggs. Judging. Nice. Okay. So the eggs are doing pretty well, so I'm going to go ahead and just add the rest of the liquid. Is it? Well, we can make some of that. That'd be perfect. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of vanilla. What do we got here? Woo, making a mess. Okay, so that's pretty well incorporated. You guys didn't see me pour the milk, but I forgot to throw these away before I started. Little milk cartons. Been getting from the school. Throw these away. Okay. All right. So I like to take my dry ingredients and put those in a bowl first.
Are the waffle things already sprayed?
No, I had turned them on to preheat them, but they got hot real fast. Okay. Anyway, so this is a big batch, so I'm gonna need a lot of flour, I bet. So 4 cups of flour.
Are you using this for something?
No, that was the clean one. I just set it aside. Now, if you want to go all out and you're worried about consistency and things like that, you can sift all of these ingredients. I find that like most bagged flour and most sugar that hasn't been on the shelf for 3 years is generally clump free. But if you're worried about that, go ahead and get a sifter out. Anyway, so let's see, 4 cups.
With this screen right here, can I only see who's commenting, not who's joining us?
Right, but we can see the total count there.
How did they do that?
It's just how the app is.
I guess I could put my phone on and see.
Yeah, or you can go grab the iPad. Okay, 4 cups of flour. Guess I didn't need this. I thought I'd run out. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt. When I do this kind of stuff, I generally use kosher salt. You could use table salt as well. I found that I like kosher. And I believe this is flaked, coarse. I have not opened this yet. Oh, gosh. All right, cool. I already forgot what I said. 2 teaspoons of salt. Always making messes. But I'd rather make a mess on the counter than put too much in. Okay. Oh, hopefully we have enough of this. 8 teaspoons of baking powder. And again, I'm making a double batch. That's why there's so much. So we're going with that guy. Clean this out. Right. Yeah.
Teaspoons?
Yeah. Teaspoon. Teaspoon.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't mix teaspoons and tablespoons up. I wish we were metric. This is one area where metric would be really good. And I could switch this all to metric, I guess. All right, 8. So 1. Making a mess. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6.
That just seems like a lot.
7. It does, because it's a double batch. That's what I keep telling myself. 8.
Even 4 seems like a lot.
This is the recipe that I have crafted. So yeah, I should mention that. So normally when I'm learning to make something, I did do 8, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Never start talking in between counting.
I was counting for you.
Okay, thank you. So normally when I do this stuff, when it comes to like baked things that are baking like, I'll normally find a couple of recipes, kind of see what people do, because everyone always does something different, right? And I try one, I'll make adjustments to it, I'll find one I like, at least to start with, and then I start making modifications. So, like, I should actually share this picture because it's kind of funny. So I don't know if you can tell camera. No. Yeah, I'll just have to post it. But like, if you look at my pancake recipe, Oh, I mean, half the ingredients are scribbled out because I've made so many changes. But that's because now I'm really happy with it. So I'll share all this stuff, my secret recipes. But again, I don't give you instructions, so you have to figure it out on your own. Or watch these videos. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sugar, but we're doubling it. So 4 tablespoons of sugar.
That's not a full tablespoon.
I'll add a little extra.
Oh, let's do it. Not all.
Okay. Actually, waffles is the only one on this. No, French toast too, but we don't do that super often. Waffles have not changed. I don't remember if I retyped this ever or not, but. All right, if you really care, you can incorporate these in this bowl. I probably should have used the bigger one. Again, I double recipe, but.
Just throw it in there.
But, I mean, we're going to break this kind of into chunks and do anyway, so. Yeah, whatever. All right, do I have everything? Yes, cool. Get this all out of the way.
I'll put away whatever we don't need in there.
We are done with all of these.
You might want to keep flour out in case you thicken it.
Good point. Yep.
Or milk, because we need one or the other usually to fix it.
Let's clean up a little bit here. Some stuff out of the way.
We still got fresh flour to do stuff with.
I only use that for pizza crust. Bread flour.
Could you use it for
We could use it for bread.
Could you have used it for naan or something, or would that be too? Would it be weird?
I don't know, and that's something we can experiment with. Because when you got different flours, normally the difference is like different protein contents. So I think if you did that in naan, it would probably be chewier. That's why like I use it in pizza dough, is because there's more protein, so it's chewier. So you could use regular flour, and maybe it wouldn't be as chewy. So experiment.
Or half and half.
Science. Okay, so we're gonna start this up. Gonna make sure this is all combined again. And then, hopefully without making a huge mess, I'm gonna start adding some of these ingredients. I'm doing enough just so it can combine a bit, which reminds me. You need these. Rubber spatulas are good to have on hand because I don't really need it right now. But what you can do is, like as it kicks up, you can just kind of scrape the bowls to make sure you're incorporating everything. You just added all those ingredients. You don't want to waste it.
The bread flour was something we actually already had, so it might be gone now, but
Yeah, we got that bread flour probably like 3 months ago.
yeah, we've had it for a while. But I was at Meijer and they looked like they had a variety of flours, so maybe check Meijer. Is there a place I should be talking that picks me up better since I don't have a mic?
Huh?
Is there a place I should be talking?
Next to me, right here. All right, so we're gonna keep adding.
So when I need to talk like this, I need
Yeah.
to get close. Okay.
Joy's not wearing a mic, so if you can't hear her, say something.
Well, that thing's loud.
Obviously not gluten-free. This is actually full of gluten, so sorry.
We like gluten.
We eat a lot of gluten. So normally, like in a single recipe, I would probably divide it into like thirds or a half when I put it in. In a double batch, like you might end up pouring 4, 5, even 6 times. Because again, you want it to be able to incorporate fully. I'm going to scrape the sides because we're getting a lot of flour up there. You could do this while it's running, but that's dangerous and you could lose a hand.
That's what I usually try to do when it's moving because I don't want to stop it.
I don't want to lose a hand.
Well, it's never gone fast. They slowed it down.
Oh, you never know. Also, I find that when you start doubling or tripling recipes, you're always going to have to, well, as Joy suggested, like either add flour or add more liquid. Because for whatever reason, when you increase recipes, the ratios shift ever so slightly. It doesn't. And it's probably just because maybe things incorporate differently or absorb differently, but it's never perfect. So since we're doing a double batch, this is looking a little dry to me.
So what we should do,
Yeah, you want to grab me milk?
we should measure this next amount of milk we put in so you can add it to the recipe.
So
then
what,
you
actually,
don't, so you don't have to keep changing it each time.
here's what I'm going to do. I have these set up for the waffle irons. But just so you can see what I'm talking about, we're going to switch the camera too.
Where did you put the...
It's where you put it. It's behind the chocolate milk.
Oh.
And I'm just going to...
I was going to say, let's just add the whipping cream to it.
No, that'll thicken it. Milk, we want it thin. Or half and half would be okay.
You don't even open it.
All right. Welcome to camera 2. Can you see?
I would measure this.
Cool. Anyway, so I'm going to start this, and you're going to see that it looks kind of thick. It's kind of clumpy. Waffle batter, I try to get not runny, but thin. Like pancake batter, I would have probably a little thicker, clumpier, because you want those bubbles. You want it, not to spread too far in the pan. But waffles, you want to fill the iron. So you can see here, it's kind of sticky. We don't want it sticky. I'm going to open up this Scholastic milk.
You should pour it in the measuring thing first so you know to add it to your list for next time.
But this is a double recipe, so I wouldn't change the recipe for this. So go slow, only add a little at a time. We got 6 people. What's up? Increase the speed a little bit. I want to see how it plays. This is starting to look a lot better. I'm going to thin it out just a little bit more. I don't know, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good.
Stop it for a minute.
Use the special, yeah.
Yep,
That's like perfect. Okay. So let's see. I added, this is what, half a pint, which is what, a cup? So I added about half a cup, maybe only a third of a cup more milk. And I had it measured out perfectly, and we still had to adjust the recipe. It's just something that happens when you double and triple recipes. Just dump that in here. We're done with this. Cool. All right. Let's go back to camera 1. We're done with the mixer. We can just get out of the way for now and clean it later. I'm going to readjust camera 2 while we're waiting. So anyway, when you're going to make the waffle, so our batter's done. I have pre-made batter like a day ahead of time, so every once and again we'll have a waffle party or something like that. And I wouldn't want to be doing this in the morning of, because normally we're doing other things like we might be making bacon or something else to go with the waffles. So I have pre-made this ahead of time. I find what works well is that the right consistency. So this is like kind of, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of sloshing around, but it's not like, splashing everywhere. You can put it in like a milk jug or something like that. So if you need some way to store it and you don't want to put this whole big bowl in your fridge, use like a milk jug. Let's put that aside. I'm going to adjust camera 2. Put that there. Get these action shots set up. We need more cameras. That's the only solution. Should have like 10 cameras in the kitchen.
Camera person when you do that.
We'll just mount tons of GoPros all over the kitchen. All right, so I'm gonna.
So what did you do? Did you have them off?
Yeah, I just turned them back on because they got hot real fast.
So why'd you unplug that one? Why'd you unplug
It fell out.
there? Oh, because it's old.
Yeah, it doesn't stick. So actually, I'm gonna go to camera 2 real quick to give a visual. So this guy here, we found at a yard sale, right? Like out on Jabavi. And it was like in a pole barn or something. And we came across it and we're like, oh wow, this is really cool. Because it's like the old plates and stuff.
It was old, but it was like
in
really,
pretty good
like
condition.
it looked like it wasn't used and abused. So
I mean, it's right now,
I
but
don't think we even knew at the time if it worked. But I loved it because it had the fun designs on it, and it makes thin waffles because sometimes you want a thin waffle.
right. So we're gonna make both today. Cool.
Can't really put that on until it's.
We're letting those warm up. I had them warming earlier. They got way too hot. Did you grab some? Can you grab some spray, or is that what that is?
I already did it.
Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. Every waffle maker is going to be different on the capacity or volume that it can hold. So obviously your mileage may vary here. I like to use a ladle. Some people will use measuring cups or stuff like that. You just get really messy when you do that. So a ladle's nice because your hand's not like right in it. And it just, it works really well. Sadly, we don't have one of those big things they have at the hotels, right? Where you can just use a little cup and pour it, but maybe someday. We'll see.
So I think it's out of cream before it was out of air this time.
Oh, well, hey, while we're waiting for those to,
This is for you, by the way.
thanks. While we're waiting for those, you know what's really good on waffles? Whipped cream. So why don't we do a little aside?
I don't know. The thing still scares me, so I'm not ever.
She's not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna change it. So it's out of stuff before it's out of air. Is that how you figure that out?
Maybe. There's just a little bit in there.
It always scares me. Like you said, you have to make sure it's empty before you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it to blow up in your face. So a fitness instructor years ago, if you were to like Google fitness instructor whipped cream incident or something like that, or maybe you should get more specific. That might pull up weird stuff. Whipped cream dispenser. There you go. Apparently, she was making whipped cream or something, and she had her face over it when she was doing it, and it like blew up and it hit her like in the eye or something like that,
Right away, I guess.
and it killed her. So be careful, I guess, when you make whipped cream. So I'm not giving this a full clean. I'm just giving it kind of a rinse. Let me go through this really fast. You probably should clean it fully, but for the purpose of today. Okay.
Well,
I gotta do that too.
That incident happened like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably a total fluke.
Yeah, I mean that probably doesn't happen on the regular.
Or I don't know, news was probably slow that day, so they needed something.
Maybe. Will you grab some cream, please? All right, so actually I just heated this up to clean it, but you want this to be cold.
Not the older one.
Yeah, we'll just do like a cup
And you have to fill it.
or a pint. A cup?
I can open a new one and we can use this for other stuff.
Okay, that's fine too. So I'm just running this under cold water to cool it down. So you're going to add cream, of course. It's whipped cream. We are going to add a flavoring. So we have a coffee station. So I have not adventured much with this yet. But because we have the liquid coffee flavorings and things like that, the syrups, I normally just come over here and I'll just add a few squirts of one of these.
Do you change it every time what flavor you use?
No, I can.
Vanilla every time?
Yeah.
You should use caramel.
You want me to?
Yeah, because if you always use that.
I'll do
I like,
a little.
I
Oh,
like the
okay.
caramel. Vanilla gets boring.
Okay. So we got flavoring in there. So we are going to measure. That's half and half. I need cream.
Dang it, and I just opened it. I wasn't paying attention. Well,
You
now
gotta
we
use
can
cream.
that for something.
What? We should be drinking it. I don't know why we haven't been.
Because we have our cream.
Because we've been drinking cream. Quarantine hasn't been good to us. I just want some cream. All right.
I mean, if you put half and half, it would do a little.
There's just not enough fat.
It would still come
It needs
out,
fat.
It would still come out creamier.
Fat's a good thing. Okay, we are gonna do. We'll do a cup.
Here comes the baby stomping down the hall.
So really, this is actually really easy to do. Nitrogen.
No, here.
Baby's running through. We're gonna put the lid on. We've put all of our ingredients, or we haven't, because I put the cream in. Distracted by a baby. So we're gonna add the cream. Then we're gonna close it.
She got sweet potato or something back there. What is it, baby? What do you
Close it
want?
up tight.
Come here.
This is a container for the nitrogen. They do have a decorative cap as well. I actually like how it looks with this. So we're gonna put that in. Put it on. You screw it on. You should hear it puncture. Okay. It's just injected the nitrogen. We're gonna flip it over. And we're gonna do like 8 shakes.
Hi, baby. I would do a couple more because it's been kind of.
That's it. So now we're actually gonna unscrew this. We're gonna recycle this. So we're good citizens of the world. I'm gonna put this on. And then there's multiple tips and stuff that you can put on. So we're just gonna use what I had on there. And I don't have anything to test this on. Ta-da!
Baby
Whipped cream.
Yep.
Poppy, you want whipped cream?
How did the bathroom?
No, take a bite.
No, don't make a mess of her.
Bite.
Then how did the bathroom go?
That's caramel, all right.
That's good.
Okay.
I want.
And what do you know? Perfect timing. These guys are warm. Let's go to camera 2. Oh, camera 2 died.
Why does it die?
Because we didn't use it.
Did you share that we were doing bathroom stuff?
Yeah, look, see?
On a story.
Oh, I know people actually watch those because I don't watch stories. It's not finished yet. That's all we got.
There we go. Camera 2. We're back.
We back.
All right. So these guys are hot. Joy said she pre-sprayed them. And she can tell because they're smoking a little bit.
Okay, then you need to turn it down because this should not be full. It should be down a little.
So these are going to get brown.
Both of these are old.
Oh, someone's not liking it.
They're very old. So this is going to get brown. I can tell you that right now. So we're just going to
Can't
pour.
eat that thing. Yeah, that might be a little thick.
That's still thick. It's probably because it's sat too. That's the other thing. As it sits, it will thicken. Well, we'll just let this press out and see. These will be small. We're going to add a little more liquid.
The first batch is never. Should probably put this under because it does make a mess.
I'm just thinning this out with a little bit more milk. That's milk with an I. Oh, also the answer to the bathroom remodel question.
I just said that.
Oh, did you? But did they hear you?
Didn't finish it. I don't know.
How's the bathroom mom?
Oh no, it's stuck.
That's. Put it back down. That's like not cooked.
It was smoking.
Not
Okay.
ready.
Whew.
Okay, I think stirred enough. Let's do this one.
I'm trying to get the milk incorporated.
This one you have to be careful. You cannot fill it too far because it will go over the edge no matter what.
Close her up.
Although this one's very small too. I put more in there.
You just said don't fill it.
Well, I have to feel for it myself.
Well, here, you want to do it?
I thought I was gonna. Because when I
Okay.
did it last time, it was like going over the edge. You had to get a feel for it. So it took a lot of times of making ugly ones before you got good ones.
Where do I put these? Seth.
And I guess it makes a difference too on how like you like your waffles, because I like mine to have crispy outside. Some people like soft waffles.
I don't mind like mine like fluffy soft, but I like them
They
to
should
be
have
soft.
the outer crunch a little bit.
I like a little bit of crunch. I don't like where like you get like waffle powder
But you
everywhere.
like eating like soggy stuff, so
I don't know if that's true.
yeah, it is true. That's why I like Eggo waffles, because they're like crunchy.
That's some high quality stuff. Eggos. Let it go.
You want to have the first waffle, Seth?
Oh yeah, we can't grab plates.
Well, we can grab these. You get me on. Get it on this cat plate.
Everything in the dishwasher?
No, it's dirty in there.
Oh.
Wait, no, maybe it's clean. I don't remember if I cleaned it or not.
We can't grab plates because camera 2 is in front of where the plates are. Didn't think about that one. Uh-oh, someone angry reacted to us.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Why? They're angry at our waffles?
Powdered sugar.
Maybe because of the waffle preference.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Probably waffle preference.
Powdered sugar.
Okay, like I would call this done, but I feel like you wouldn't.
Ask Seth, he's gonna eat it.
Seth, is this done enough? And you can see that it did not fill. So, if you don't wanna,
No, that's like this side. The other side looks good.
if you don't wanna burn your little pinkies.
So you can make some that you like, and then make the ones like
Yeah.
that for me, because that's what I want.
Throw it on the plate. Well, keep an eye on this one over here.
That one's gonna take forever. Lights up when it's ready. Did you know that?
Yeah, but I would never trust that. Most of the time, you're probably better overfilling if you're okay with a little bit of mess.
Okay, fill that one. A little bit more than this. Put it right in the middle. Don't drag it across. There you go. Nah, that's already too much. Watch it. It's gonna start oozing over the edge.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I would rather have it ooze because then you get a nice full waffle.
You do, but then
You
I
trim
have
it.
to scrub all the crap off the side.
Oh, if you're okay with cleanup, then let it ooze. If you're not, then go small.
And then the waffles are a good size if they don't fill inside.
Yeah, see, we got some ooze. Oh, you can't tell on this camera, but that's all right.
How do you change this one?
Command 1 or Command 2 for camera 1, camera 2. You can't. I guess you can kind of see if you look over here. You can see it's oozing out a bit. But like I said, I'd rather have it ooze. And if you want, you can cut it off while it's cooking too, like that.
I think the baby wants one.
Poppy, you want some waffles?
Our waffles. So these
Ooh, undercooked.
are really thin.
Hey, what the hell?
And actually, because of the design, they tear apart really nice.
You could make a sandwich with these.
So, Tech, that is an amazing idea. What are we having for dinner? Meatloaf. That's
Look at
not going
that.
to go with waffles.
Come here, baby.
Chicken. Instead of doing chicken and waffles the traditional way, which you've probably seen me personally post those things, doing chicken sandwiches with these waffles would be amazing. A little bit of that bourbon syrup that I had posted before.
Don't give it to the dog.
The bacon one's mine?
Yep. Go out there and watch her so that she doesn't feed it to the dog.
It's good.
Do you like? I didn't even ask Seth what kind of waffle he wanted. If you wanted those ones or the other ones.
Oh, here's a question for everybody. What do you put on your waffles? This family over here, they do peanut butter, which I think is disgusting.
Everyone in my family likes it, and Seth only eats waffles if he's got peanut butter and syrup on them. And I remember the days when I used to think that was disgusting. And try it. If you like peanut butter, you won't be able to go back the other way.
I don't like peanut butter either, so that's the...
That doesn't help. I adore peanut butter.
Yeah, those are almost perfect.
So we put peanut butter
That wasn't filled
and
enough.
syrup on them.
Camera 2. That one's almost done. This one I think is looking really nice. I'd say just another 30 seconds on that. Like I said, I like them fluffy inside. Also,
fluffy inside is good, but they should have like a.
I don't want them to crunch, a little bit of chew. That's what I would want.
Yeah. They're not easy to cut though.
I'm gonna call these good and see how these turn out. Where'd my fork go? Oh. Yeah, these feel good. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Seth. Yeah. You know what? I just eat it like that. The whole plate right there. Come here, Seth. Here
So if you
go.
can see me in the corner, I just folded these. Let's see how these are doing. Hey, Seth. Don't let her get so crazy, please. Okay. I'm going to let you know, decide if those are done or not.
Greg is saying something I don't understand.
Hold on. Who is?
Greg. I don't know. Is that a reference to something I don't get?
Also, why aren't the comments all I was scrolling? That's not a touchscreen, I know.
Oh, dang.
This is an old computer. You need to make a chat bot, then you can say, hey, Frank, let's go to camera 2. Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
I already saw that.
That is a good idea. I wonder if Ecamm has an API I can use. I'm going to assume these are done. You abandoned them.
Oh, yeah. See, this is too
Switch to
hard
camera 1.
because...
Switch to camera 1.
What do I do?
Command 1. There. Go ahead, show, explain
What?
what you're saying.
So these ones, because they're Belgian, I guess, they're not too bad. But if you let them sit too long, then it would be too hard. But I really do like these waffles.
Yeah, I think they're nice.
I like them. I don't know why I don't know why, but they taste different when they're in different shapes.
Waffle stack. Oh, but look, they didn't separate fully.
Oh, see, I just want to put peanut butter and syrup there and eat it like a taco.
I think these are too soft for you, though.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I would like these.
Well, you don't eat that stuff very often, so make them mostly how I like. 'Cause you're the one who's like, I've had too many carbs today.
Proactive slicing.
Sometimes I just don't even use a plate. If you can get it there like this, all the little craters hold it in place. Except for this one right here is broken. It's good. So how many will 2 batches make?
Well, let's see. How many does Seth have right now? How many waffles did you get?
He has like 2 skinny ones and a big one.
So 4, because this technically makes 4 at a time, because they're turning into squares. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's got to be 12. It has to be even. So 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the big ones. And I think we have about a third of the batter left.
2 dozen.
So like 2 dozen waffles for a double batch. So like a single batch would be good for like
Well, it depends.
a couple.
It
Because then you could
depends
save some.
how many of each you're making. If you made the skinny ones, you can make a ton.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? This takes up probably about 2 of these, or half, right, of these. So like if you went only skinny waffles, I mean, you could make, I bet you could make 2 dozen if you really stretched it.
How about this? If anyone wants any, and they come over and take some, the condition is you have to eat peanut butter on them.
Gross.
So, yeah.
Look at this.
So I already done it with you.
Spilling everywhere.
Oh, God. Uh-oh, Poppy's into something.
Cool. All right. Oh, you know what? Here. Last thing, and then we'll end the stream. There's a waffle. Whipped cream.
We do have strawberries.
Oh, I messed it up.
Yep, you did.
I was gonna make little towers. Anyway, you can do decorative
Did
stuff
you eat
with
your
this.
waffle?
Yeah.
You pooped?
Cool. Well, that's great, Poppy. All right, guys. So today we made waffles. I'm gonna type up my recipes. I'll drop the waffle one in the comments. You know how to make them now because you can just rewatch the video. And yeah, you guys have a good weekend. And oh yeah, it's a holiday weekend, so happy Memorial Day. And yeah, enjoy your time. Seth says bye. Bye, guys.